that mask, you silly. You're making this last longer for everyone. Welcome to Very Real Talk, everybody, for another week. That is what I wish I could say to people in public, but fortunately, I'm not a grocery store worker or a gas station attendant that has to stand up for the rights of everybody and tell morons to wear masks.
Yeah.
And then the morons yell at them about their freedom to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So, although I wish I could yell it at people, I mean, I could. I wish I had more balls to yell it at people, but I don't. Am I part of the problem? No, I wear the mask. It's fine.
Anyone can wear the
You
mask.
just start yelling, and then you're wearing a mask, and people can't see who's yelling, you know?
Oh, genius.
you
I
go.
need to just talk with my mouth really small so they can't tell that I'm the one yelling. This is perfect. I can't believe I never thought of this. Colin, you're a
There it is.
genius.
So you can be courageous and keep your cowardice at the same time.
Yeah.
Wow. I never thought I'd live to see the day where I could outwardly confront somebody without actually having to do that. That's
Yeah.
great.
Have your mask on, but then you also have an Guy Fawkes mask on, so they probably know it's you. But
I was going to say, that might tip them off. I could wear sunglasses, maybe.
Yeah.
But more likely I would just have my regular glasses on and I would just be looking. I'd have to train myself to look the other way while I'm yelling at somebody.
yeah, you have to be a real
So-
Jeff
Yeah.
Dunham.
See,
I gotta do a Dunham to him. Damn.
put your mask on. Also, do you like racist puppets?
I was saying throw your voice, but
Oh, all right. Well, does Jeff Dunham throw his voice? He's got a fucking microphone.
Yeah, when they're coming down the chip aisle, I throw my voice to the puppet that I've set next to the Doritos. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh my God, that haunted puppet is telling me to wear a mask. I knew it. 9/11 was an inside job.
Oh,
I'm
no.
Oh,
Oh,
no. God, it went a weird way that was unexpected.
Oh,
kind of uncorrelated entirely.
Yeah, their conspiracy theory brain is malfunctioning right now.
Spooky puppet.
all right. Oh, God. It's his puppet. He's doing a 9/11 on the chips. You're just huh? Right?
Get it? Yeah. Wow. This went in a way that I didn't expect.
You're 65. You came to my Vegas show. Haha.
Holy crap.
Funny.
Here you are. I started doing this as an ironic joke, but I made it all the way to Vegas. So this is your fault, everybody. And no one in that crowd at Jeff Dunham is wearing a mask besides maybe the puppet that he has that's making fun of people who wear masks.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
Are
all that's going on.
the oxygen tanks, are those considered masks? I feel like
I don't
there's
know.
some of those people, they go there for a laugh and then they
Yeah.
go to gamble away their Social Security.
Yeah. I'll tweet at Fauci and see if those count, if those double. So, hey, everybody. This is still Very Real Talk. It's us, your boys. Obviously, I'm Nick Potter, your host. Let's talk to these boys. Let's introduce them, because if you haven't listened, you don't know who they are, so I need to tell you. First up, it's my boy, Colin Sage. What's up, Colin?
What up, brah?
Colin, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What do you think the least interesting hobby is? Let me give you some prompts. Do you think it's the people who put ships in bottles, or gardening, or antique collecting?
I
bird
almost
watching.
said something to do with plants, but plants, they actually grow. You can grow food. I think maybe fake plants. If you're really into fake plants.
And there's people out there who are, I guarantee it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd call that. I guess that's a hobby.
Yeah, if you spend the afternoon either going out or browsing the internet for more faux plants to put in and around your house, then yeah, you can consider that a hobby.
Yeah. At that point, I feel
Right,
like you should just play The Sims. You're already kind of doing that, simulation plants, and you're just what can you really
Whoa.
do with them? They don't give off a smell. You just have to put them different places and be yes, I have put this arrangement elsewhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then in The Sims, you can just set your house on fire.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
can
They're not.
simulate that.
They're trying to play with plants, but they're not trying to constantly fight with death and keep these fake people alive.
Stave
Also,
off death.
if you're into fake plants, you gotta like go decide like what kind of gross styrofoam like you're gonna shove these things into, and that styrofoam is always gross. It just always is yucky, and it just makes my skin crawl.
And I just don't know what. I mean, I would compare someone collecting faux plants to people who collect those dumb Funko Pops. Like, they serve the same purpose. Like, if you boil it down, like, I want my plants to look a certain way, and real plants are unpredictable and grow however the fuck they want. Whoa. I want my plants to be the same
be
forever.
Control. I want to play God with these plants. They will never die, and I will make them. They will bend their knee to me.
Yeah, right. God gets to play God to the real plants. I get to play God to these fake plants. Just like all those losers who are just like, do you want to go into this room that's completely filled with unboxed Funko Pops?
Okay,
like,
well,
I just
Funko
don't
Pops,
understand
like,
that.
Plants, it's like, hey, I don't want to worry about these things dying. But in Funko Pops was like, the real Chris Pratt will die if I put him in my closet. So I got this fake one with a big head.
I guess that's true. Yeah, and beady little eyes still. Beady big eyes, which is even worse.
And yet I still had to go shop for some gross colored styrofoam to put him in.
I can't believe that nobody learned their lesson from Beanie Babies. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with these people? I and my brother and my sister went ham over Beanie Babies.
I ate some ham with Beanie Babies.
Yeah, ooh. Joey is the one who decreased their value because he had ham hands while he was fucking with the Beanie Babies and like making them discolored and shit.
That honey baked juices.
But like, yeah, it's just phenomenal how people are just like, hell yeah, I didn't learn anything from the Beanie Babies. And I guess maybe now it's less about like they're going to be worth so much in the future and more about like nostalgia and like having your characters. But like, I just can't get behind collecting things that just sit and in their boxes. Like, I want to bust those things out. They look cooler outside their boxes.
Yeah.
What are we keeping them in the boxes for? They're worthless. There's fucking factories filled with them in China. There's just warehouses, like, floating in the middle of the ocean filled with, like, the smog ones because they were a little bit more expensive.
Smog.
And, like, all the obscure, like, Addams Family, fucking...
I love the ones
Jeffersons.
That's like, yeah, it's like the cast of Friends. It's just like 6 white people.
Yeah, who cares?
You can have that.
Right, and it's like, we gave Ross the moist maker, so you know it's him. Like, it's ridiculous. I know that I asked you a question about totally different. I think that, to answer my own question to you, I think that Funko Pop is maybe the lamest hobby.
All right, yeah. Well, if you, to get Funko Pops is to get a personality. You know, you have to reaffirm, like, these are the things I'm into, and I have to display them so that I always remember that I'm into this one season of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not even one season. It's just the TARDIS. I mean, get with it, people. It's
yeah.
It's people who are just like, see how interesting I am? There's a video game character up there. I'm a gamer, and I enjoy insert title. I don't know.
For real. Ugh, hate it. Okay, you know what I don't hate? That's the other person on this podcast. It's my brother Joey. What's up, brother?
Sup? I'm glad to know you don't hate me.
I don't. I love you. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. I would collect you in my closet in different outfits. Come over. Joey's got a moist maker in his hand this week.
He has this black band t-shirt and this other black band t-shirt. Ooh.
His eyes are black like a doll's eyes.
Like his band t-shirts.
Like his band t-shirts. Joey, my question for you is thus.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a hobby that you started to get into, but then once you entered it, realized it was either A, boring, B, dumb, C, too expensive, and you just like bailed? Like you wanted to like dip your toe into something, and then you realized it sucked?
Well, I guess I'll just kind of harken back to, like, we used to, like, collect rocks.
I did used to collect rocks.
And then for a second...
That was a fun thing.
It was until you just have, like, a box of rocks. Because we were, 6 or whatever.
You're, like, careening towards the day where you bust open that box and you're just like, it's just rocks.
Yeah, they're all
and then you just like
dusty and dirty because it's just
Yeah.
a box, a cardboard box of rocks.
Yeah, you just like put it in the fucking back of your garage to look at it in 20 years. I still have mine. It's in my garage somewhere.
Everything that we own is in your garage somewhere, apparently.
Yeah, I'm the only one with a garage, so I have everyone's old crap.
Idiot.
But like rock collecting was cool because I would find cool rocks like out in nature.
Yeah.
And bring them back. Sometimes I would like fall for like a scam of like some dude, selling like rock, like cool looking fake rocks.
Yeah, we
I'd be
go
like,
on like
"Ooh,
a field trip or something to
Yeah.
like some dusty fucking place in Kentucky.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
it's just like, ooh, here's some fool's gold. That'll be $15.
Yeah,
It's like,
some fucking mustache twirling villain's like, I'm gonna fucking sell these kids dumb rocks that I spray painted, make a fortune.
this one's just plastic.
Oh, I've definitely bought some of those rocks.
Yeah, I briefly dipped my toe into Magic the Gathering because some of my other friends were doing it, and then I realized, man, this is a never-ending sinkhole of money, and I just can't enjoy myself.
Yeah, I did that as well. I think the problem with like Magic, I always wanted to get back into like as a card game like Pokemon like cards.
Sure.
Because at least there's a connection to what you have instead of just I built this deck online because someone told me to,
Right.
and it will win until 2 months later where the new shit comes out and then half your deck is obsolete and you have to get online and look at the dude that made your first deck to tell you the next deck to make. And
Yeah,
it's just
I think the real problem with Magic is the turnover is way too fast.
yeah.
It's like I'm just getting around to finishing my deck, and now we got another fucking new deck that's coming out. It's like the fucking Insane Clown Posse. You can't keep up with that shit. They're always throwing out new decks.
What?
Second fucking I see.
We
Man,
talked about this, Colin,
Extensively we talked about this.
extensively.
Whatever. Speaking of decks, tech decks. Did you boys mess with those?
Oh, that's another one that I dipped my toe in, and then realized I didn't have the like finger coordination to like do cool stunts.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody did. Those weren't real hands in those commercials. Those weren't real kids. It was all
Whoa.
puppets. I don't know.
Chris Angel.
Oh, they got Chris Angel. Damn. We need you to mind freak these tiny skateboards.
Then they got the tiny scooters. Like, how do you even do that?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
And the tiny
What?
bikes.
Yeah, it's.
You don't
I
have
think it
enough
was.
fingers.
I think it was just early CGI that we just all fell for because like the skateboard made the most sense. But yeah, what are you pedaling that bike with your fingers like really fast? No, get out of here! Stop it.
I was able to ollie really well with the tech decks because since my hands are so moist all the time,
Ooh.
my fingers would stick to the board.
Oh hell yeah!
And I could be
That's
like,
what you
ha ha, ha ha.
So you could
'cause
just
I'm a
lift it.
freak. Yeah, I could basically lift it like Spider-Man. Man, picking up papers is a nightmare, guys.
need. Yeah, Joey's just constantly like flailing his hands around,
Just
'cause
sticking
papers
to
get
things.
stuck to him. Yep, he's an almost Spider-Man.
I'm a sweat. I'm a sweat man.
It's a good thing you're not like a businessman in the 80s where it's just there's just papers everywhere and a giant papers on your desk and there's just papers and papers.
Yeah,
That's your nightmare.
thank God. Yeah,
But we got to smoke inside. Pretty cool.
pretty tight. Boys, there's no good place to put this, but since we're talking about our hobbies right now, I'm bringing back one of my favorite old hobbies. Your boy just bought via eBay, the Electronic Bay, a brand new old PlayStation 2.
Dang.
I am so fucking psyched. And behind that psychedness is the fear that I'll get a PlayStation that's like filled with bugs or something, like literal bugs. Because like you just can't like you can't trust these fucking online retailers. I'm seeing reviews of somebody literally was like, "Look at this. There are bugs in this PlayStation." Like,
And you bought it
like,
anyway?
No,
After
here's
people
what I
said there was
did.
bugs in their PlayStation?
No, I took a long time to research this because I wanted to get it right in one. So I found, at first I was thrown off because this retailer had like a perfect rating. But I started digging into his back history, and it's over several years. So I was like, okay, this can't just be like bots. Like, he didn't start his account like last month, you know?
Yeah.
Here's what the deal was. It was either a PlayStation 2 Fat or a PlayStation 2 Slim. Your boy went with a Slim, obviously.
Because you're getting slim.
And yeah, that's true. And you get to choose 7 games out of his huge game collection.
Damn, that sounds fake.
Right.
You know, it's just like, I am the PlayStation library.
But I'm looking at pictures of his library, and it's legit. He's got like 50 PlayStation 2s like in like plastic bags, and he's got games stacked up to the fucking ceiling, and he has a huge long list, and he's even upfront about the kind of cases. He's like, these are the ones with the case and with the books, these are the ones that just with cases, no books, and these are the ones that I have that are just in like generic like plastic cases.
Yeah.
So that made me think, okay, great. Like, he's being upfront. Like, if you want Sly Cooper 2 Band of Thieves, it's coming in a generic case. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
mean, I would say, I would start to make fun and be like, what a fucking freak. But apparently this is his, like, living. Like, he's made a living out of this and knows how to tackle it.
You can tell that he has a team of, like, people that, like, go probably to pawn stores or used game places and just like gets whatever they don't have. So let me tell you boys the games that I got. I got Sly 2 Band of Thieves. That's the only one he had. I Ninja. Do you remember that game, Joey?
We had it on GameCube. Yeah.
Original Spider-Man, Mafia, God of War, Jack 2, Burnout 3 Takedown,
Ooh.
and Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. That one's for Blair.
Dang.
And here's what made me feel like he was legit. So before that, I ordered most of those games, and I also ordered Tony Hawk Proving Grounds and some other game that I don't remember at this point. But within like me placing my order 15 minutes later, he's like, hey man, sorry, I don't have Tony Hawk or this game. I've just updated my list. Go pick 3. So I get an extra game now. That's why I have 8 games. Yeah, so I was like, okay, he emailed me super fast. It was upfront. Like, he didn't just send me random games because he didn't have the games that I wanted. So
here's Gran
I'm really
Turismo
trusting.
2.
Yeah, this is going to work.
Well, you're probably going to get mind freaked anyway, and it turns out the PlayStation is just one giant bug, and it gets up and it crawls away.
Oh, no.
You're like, damn it.
I'd be like, you know what? He got me. Also, I'm going to take this bug to a scientist? What is this?
And then he emails you and he's like, you got bugs? Like, buy this giant shoe for your giant bug.
Oh, it's a never-ending cycle of like him selling me a problem and then also trying to sell me the solution, which in turn becomes another problem.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they're all bugs. Everything's just a bug.
Oh, okay. Did you have a shoe that became a bug? Here's a giant fly swatter. Yeah, perfect. But
and then it turns out he's a bug.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, shit.
It's
It's
like
a
a
real
brain
Men in
bug
Black
from
scenario.
Starship Troopers?
He just wants the sugar water.
Damn.
Oh.
He's like, okay, instead of $120, send me 4 crates of a sugar water. And I'm like, okay, seems suspicious, but what a deal, right?
Yeah. And then you send him the 4 crates of sugar water, and then he's like, more sugar. It's just never end. You're just sending him sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, no crates, just egg sacks of sugar water.
So, and besides the games that I ordered, I have like 15 sitting in my in one of my cabinets right now. They're just dying to be played.
Ooh, he's stacked.
So I am super psyched, and I hope it works out. I'll update everybody, because by the time we do the next podcast, it should be here. And maybe I'll quit the podcast to play all my PlayStation 2 games.
Get this man on Twitch.
Just relive 2002. So that got me thinking. I was like, man, yeah, definitely video games was a hobby of mine. It's less so now. I got this baby. If I play video games all the time, I'm a terrible father. Like, I'm a real piece of shit.
Sounds dope, though.
Dude, I'm on Reddit sometimes, and I joined the parenting subreddit just to when right before Quinn was born, because I was just joining a bunch of dad groups and stuff, and our parenting is just girls coming on and telling everybody about their shitty husbands or boyfriends.
Aw.
Like, that's like basically it.
Awesome.
Sometimes it's like, my 2-year-old finally, stood up for himself and, whatever, like got in the bath, without crying. But most of the time it's just like, my husband won't stop playing computer games all day and night. What do I do? And everyone's like, divorce him? He's a piece of shit.
Then
Like, so I
one's
can't
on there
be
and
that
just
guy.
like, yeah, my husband just bought like a PS2 and it turned out to be a bug. So then he bought a giant shoe to get the bug, but the shoe was a bug, and
He won't stop trying to kill the bug, and he's neglecting our daughter.
Now he's
he-
packaging up crates of sugar water.
And telling us to mind our own business. He's making my child pack the boxes.
He just keeps saying he got mind freaked. That's all he says.
But yeah, so I thought, because I'm about to relive one of my old hobbies, that we would talk about hobbies that we've always wanted to get into, but just never had a chance,
yeah.
So let's do that right now. Here we go. Boys, I just checked my email during the break. No updates on whether or not my PlayStation 2 is shipped yet, so I can only assume I'm getting mind freaked.
All right,
Like I'm panicking again.
call him up, put him on the podcast.
Let's fucking dox him right now.
Where you at, bro? Where'd the PlayStation at? Is it a bug?
No, it's
Is it a
okay.
bug?
Is it a bug? I know it's a bug. He's just like, what are you... Like, I'm packaging your Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire game in the box right now. What do you want? It's a bug, isn't it?
Right.
This shit's a bug. I can hear it.
Yeah, I'm just getting Burnout 3. Yeah, I crawled away, but I'm getting it. Hold on.
I'm getting it. One second. So, I figured, while I'm waiting for this new hobby of mine, this new old hobby, old new hobby? Whatever, that I would just imagine myself in these quarantine times of doing fun, cool hobbies that I've never gotten to experience. So let's just talk about them today. What are the kinds of things that you guys have wanted to get into, but for one reason or another, never got into it? Maybe you didn't have enough people to do it, or maybe it's just cost too much money. Let's just open it up.
Well,
Talk to me, boys.
I have one that kind of flips it. I feel like I'd be really good at this,
Okay.
but I'd hate myself for it. Couponing. Like hardcore
Yeah.
couponing. Like that's just kind of how my
Yeah.
brain works anyway, of just like organizing and gathering and organizing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm already like, anytime like I have to buy some film equipment or something, I do hours and hours and hours and hours of research
Yeah.
to make sure that I'm getting the right thing for my needs at the lowest cost and not just like throwing money at it. So I feel like I'd
Right.
be really good at couponing, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd be the worst person.
Yeah, because Joey, it's not called hardcore couponing. It's called extreme couponing.
Yeah.
And there's a show that shows just the worst human beings. Like, I guarantee you that 95% of the people that are on that show, Extreme Couponing, they don't wear masks in public right now.
They're
Like,
real
they're the ones
Karens.
that are, like, fucking screaming on Facebook Live that, like, some poor kid is asking them politely to please put on a mask or, come back when you have a mask. And they're
Yeah.
just like, no, my rights!
Yeah, Joey,
I'll-
are you an overweight 45-year-old white woman who lives in a very nice house in the suburbs?
I'm
don't
like,
think so.
Is that what,
I'm like
is that
half
what you've
of
been
that.
this whole time?
I'm pretty much most of that, like, except the nice house.
And you're a man.
I mean, sure.
Hey, we can fix both of those things.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I could like get all that down and scheme basically.
I just feel like extreme couponing is fake. Like, there's no way that, like, or like, it's not fake, but you just have to be the biggest Karen to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't get away with it. Like, Joey, I don't think you could get away with it because you don't have the Karen mindset.
Yeah, I don't have the
So, like-
front-facing like nature of it. I have the back end.
When you walk up and you're like, I have 4,000 coupons And they're like, well, you can't use all of them. And they're like, it doesn't say just use one. Like, they get in, like, the fine print like they're fucking lawyers or something.
They bring out the Walmart
like,
catalog.
How are you telling me that you're getting $1,000 worth of stuff for, like $99? This is
And we're
absurd.
giving you $10. Like,
Yeah, like, it can't work like that. I couldn't ever, like, have the balls to, like, hold up a line and you know people are doing it in the middle of this fucking pandemic where they're, like, holding up a line with, like, 200 coupons because they got to buy, 18, like, things of toothpaste or, to get the money back. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I know people are doing it.
yeah, that's the thing where it's like, I'd have to hate myself to do it. But I feel like
if I
could.
come across that, like, I think I will, like, because I've learned now that I can do things without people knowing it's me because of my mask. I think I'll start a riot to, like, draw and quarter that person. Like, let's get this fucking, you know what? Let's take her out and we'll split the coupons between all of us.
Yeah, split her
Everyone's like,
flesh, and then we'll get some coupons.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
Joey, I don't think you have enough storage to be a couponing master because they have like 3-car garages that they're like, anyway, here's 6,000 pounds of candy.
Yeah.
We don't really eat candy, but we have it now, so we're happy.
we just wanted to stick it to the man.
Well, then I can open up like an eBay store and start selling people stuff, but it's all just bugs.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You coupon some furniture, but then all that candy you got in there, just attracted a bunch of bugs until they eat all the furniture and just turns into one giant bug.
Yep,
Yeah, big bug couch.
That's how it works.
Yep. And Joey, did you sell Nick a PlayStation 2?
Oh my God, was that you?
I got like 6,000.
Yeah, he went
of
extreme
them.
couponing for PlayStation 2s. Okay. Colin, do you got a hobby that you've always wanted to get into but never really got around to it?
Absolutely. My hobby is actually, first off, let me just
Spin us a
let
tail,
me drop
Colin.
this in here. Yeah, I Googled my hobby, and then the very first picture that came up is a woman in like jean shorts. It's not a real woman; it's like a drawing or something. Jean shorts and just a regular looking person, and she's flashing herself.
Now, did you look up the hobby flashing?
No, I didn't. Here's the screenshot of what I looked up. It is model trains.
Oh, wow.
And that's the first image is some, I'm assuming, I think it's a figure, like you can get it for your model
Yeah.
house, which is really, that opens up a whole can of worms to these old men that are doing like model trains.
Yeah, like I thought it was a really like harmless hobby for old men.
And then my train goes around, and then this house, they're doing an Eyes Wide Shut party. Yes. Yeah,
No, Billy, I can't show you Grandpa's party train. That one is for 18 years or older.
Right. I didn't even click on the images tab, people. I just typed in model trains into Google, and then off to the side it says shop or see model trains.
Yeah.
In the sponsored section, and the first picture is some lady flashing her tits.
It's a Prizer 28124 gauge HO single figurine for undressing in box. So
in
woof.
box?
selling for $335 on eBay.com. So that's a weird thing that happened.
Well, I'm model trains aside. I'm more into things you can control. So I'm in the remote control stuff. As a child,
Okay.
I wanted remote control everything.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you
Parents.
have those cars that remote control parents. Obviously you have those cars and things, but the real thing would be like a plane, remote control plane, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And those things are so expensive. Holy cow. I'm looking at one right now, $800
Buy it, pussy.
for a
Get in
plane,
debt
and it doesn't
for-
even come. It doesn't come, Joey. $800, and it doesn't come with any of the stuff that makes it go.
Well, it's just like the frame.
Yes,
Oh
there's
my
no,
god.
there's no controller. There's no motor. There's no actuators. There's no receiver. There's no. It's like, this is what you'll need. It's like, here's what you get. almost complete, and then here's what you'll need to finish your build, and then it just lists like everything. A remote control, $500.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ. You could buy a car for this money.
Yeah.
A receiver, $200. All your little actuators and servos, those are like $30 a piece. You need like 20 of those.
Yeah,
well,
man. Buy a real plane ticket to France or something. Jesus Christ.
Right. Well, you also, it's a little confusing because you're looking at this and you're like, this can't be real or whatever. Or like, this looks so crappy for $500. But then you find the picture of it next to a person, and the thing's like 7 feet long. And you're like, okay, a person could almost fit inside this plane.
I wonder if that's part of the hobby, is to like install, like to build it yourself, I guess. I guess that's part of the hobby.
Right, and that seems fun for sure, but you got to have a stupid amount of money. I just uploaded this picture of this jabroni in his plane for the boys to see. I will tell you, this P-51 Mustang, the landing gear can go up and down.
That's pretty sick.
Like when it takes
Yeah,
off.
that's pretty sick.
And it's gasoline motors.
Jesus.
And they're like, you can get a gas motor up to like 120 cc, which is more than like a moped scooter for your plane. It's nuts. Oh yeah, one of those motors for this plane. Yeah, you're dropping another $600 on your $800 plane.
Jesus Christ.
Just for the gas motor. Not to mention all the other parts to like hook it up.
Yeah, I kind of don't understand the big plane thing, because like, how far are you driving this thing? It can't go out of your fucking sight. You know, like, who cares if it can fly, like, you know, a couple miles? Like,
dude,
you
go get
can't
your
see it
pilot's
anymore.
license.
Right.
70 miles an hour is what this thing is rated at.
Exactly.
gentlemen.
Like, what are you talking about? You need like a fucking spotter with you to like see where you're going.
I know.
Ridiculous.
Well, now's the time to get into it, because now you got like HD 4K. You can look at where you're going, what you're doing with drones and stuff. Like, throw that on a plane, I'm in.
Yeah.
You sold me. I also like how this is labeled as almost ready to fly, and then you need everything to fly it. You click on like the parts and accessories you'll need to fly, and it just scrolls down forever.
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
God.
like they're selling you, you know, those like styrofoam planes that you could just like throw with your hand,
Hell yeah.
and they'd like do a loop. Like, it's like, that's what you can get. If you want it to actually be cool, you're gonna need to drop another $1,500 on this bad boy.
Right, you can get a twin gas engine with electric ignition and mufflers that's 120 cc's for your plane. It's $800.
Jesus Christ!
120 cc's. That's just nuts.
And then no
Yeah.
matter what, you're going to get in trouble when you go try to fly that thing.
Absolutely, you need to be on like an airstrip, and they'll fucking call the police on you.
Oh man, yeah. So this is like this is all I wanted as a kid. I think I eventually got a remote control plane, but the only thing that it controlled was the left and right, like not pitch. It's just the back tail. Man, what is that? When you just like pan left and right, and then I'm like, how are you supposed to go up and down? Doesn't make any sense. Like it was
man.
so.
How does gravity work? You know, how do planes actually go? I have no idea.
Let's
Science.
get ICP on the phone.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but boats, remote control boats. I remember taking apart my Kawasaki Ninja remote control motorcycle and trying to like, maybe I can take the motor and just put a propeller on it and then put it in like a boat I make. It didn't work.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I was like 11, 10 maybe.
Yeah.
So
When are you gonna shell out money for a drone? When are you droning it?
it's just not happening, boys.
Oh, okay.
This
You can get a
is-
drone for like $150 now, like a legit one.
Yeah, but I'd rather have a gasoline powered plane.
Yeah, for like $4,000.
This website had like a video showing off one of these planes, and it was like there was dramatic music and all these
Absolutely.
shots of it doing stuff, and I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you look at the people piloting them. It's like a fat dad. Like, it's this guy. I mean, it's a guy in like a fucking blue polo tucked into his fucking Jinko jeans. Yeah. You don't want to be those guys.
Absolutely. But these guys, I mean, they got to have money. Either that or their family just hates them because they're not eating. I mean, this is ridiculous. Thousands of dollars just on a single plane.
Yeah, I mean, that's a rich person hobby for sure.
But it goes like 80 miles an hour.
I know, and I can't imagine it's fun for more than like a half hour.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it says almost ready to fly. And then it's like, by the way, there's no engine or like remote or any of the stuff that hooks up the remote or anything. It's just a body. It says it's made out of balsa wood.
Wow, it's made out of balsa wood?
Yeah, so
Holy shit.
laser cut balsa wood and ply construction, and you're paying $800 for it. Hey, all this stuff sold separately. Man, this is the biggest racket.
Yeah.
They reel you in. I mean, I'm in. let's do. Oh, there's a jet. They got jets.
Let me get my credit card out. Here I go.
Colin, don't
Man,
you
they
like
got-
start your truck with a screwdriver or something?
I used to. I mean, that was basically my remote control.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. No, I've got a better truck now, slightly better.
All right.
Man, look at these fucking boats. Look at this gasoline powered. I did. Growing up, we had a really cool neighbor. He was probably on meth now that I look back on it. But he had a remote control car that was gas powered, and that thing would fly.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it was like so cool. Like I couldn't believe that existed.
Yeah.
And he had like little these tires that had like metal spikes in them, so he'd like take it through the mud and stuff.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
And it would just fly. And I was like, man, this thing is so sick. And I was like, this guy is so cool. And looking back, we weren't in a great apartment complex, and he was probably on amphetamines.
Yeah,
But
the
damn it.
cool guys are.
But it looked cool.
Yeah.
So I'm all down.
He bought that using drug money. All right, boys. Let me share with you the hobby that I wanted to get into, but for reasons I'll tell you, I did not. I wanted to get into a little thing called beer brewing.
Oh,
Ooh,
no.
nice.
Yeah, I was very, very interested in brewing my own beer for a couple years. I never pulled the trigger because I finally came to my senses and realized that if I did that, I'd be like the most basic dude. Like, it's like the equivalent of having a fucking Pulp Fiction poster in your room when you're in college. Like, it's the most basic thing that you could possibly do. And if I were to become like brewing my own beer, that's like 2 steps away from being like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a bar. Here I go. Like, I can do it. I can make it happen.
I had a
like,
jug of
yeah, you
yeast
can.
in my closet. I can do this. I can be a
Right.
businessman.
exactly. Like, that's where it leads, I think, for a lot of people. And like, it's just like, then I'm the fucking, like, I'm looking at stuff that, you know, these like nice beer brewing kits that cost like $300-400 that you can get fucking 5 gallons of beer out of it, and then I'm the asshole that's like bringing my shitty homebrewed beer to like every party for 6 months.
Yeah.
Because I can't, because no one's interested. Like, every time one of my friends has been like, Nick, do you want to try this this beer that I brewed? It's got this many hops and this many wheats and this many, like, and I'm like, yeah, sounds great, man. Next time I'm over, we'll break them out. And then I just never go to their house.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, that would be me. I'd have to invest in like a fucking like second fridge to like keep all my dumb nasty beers in, and I'm like so proud of it. Like, and I'm just the asshole that's like, who wants Nick's ale? Who wants the Nick juice? I'm bringing it, gang.
And you're
And they're
drunk
like-
all the time because you're like, yeah, oh, well, my beer, I got to justify it. So you're just wasted.
I want to crowdfund a beer called Nick Juice.
Nick juice.
Oh.
And yeah, I also realized with these kits, like, everyone is just brewing like the same beer. Like, you're basically brewing your own Bud Light.
Yeah, getting
You
just
know,
like the
like-
starter kit.
Yeah, if you get the starter kit, you're fucking brewing the same beer everyone else is, unless you just like totally fuck it up and then it's gross, but you still have to drink it because you got 5 gallons of it.
Yeah.
And you paid $400 for this kit. Like,
Yeah.
No way.
I want to say like halfway through the process, they're like, "All right, just dump a bunch of water in it now," and it's just like, "Oh, okay." I am just making Bud Light.
Right. I mean, everyone's just making like the same 4 beers. Like we have one that's an IPA, we have one that's like a wheat beer, we have a domestic, and and it's like it's just the same shit. And then, people are trying to get fancy, like, I added 8% more hops and barley into, and it's just like, what? So it tastes grosser? Cool. Like,
Thanks.
Yeah. This isn't for me.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to turn down my fair share of homebrewed beers. Be like, no, I'm good. I actually have my Pabst Blue Ribbon with me tonight. That's a beer brand I can trust.
Yeah. It's got the blue ribbon on it. You know it.
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
It wins.
You got a blue
Don't
ribbon,
you-
buddy?
Don't you want to try Dale's Blue Ribbon? And it's like, no. I wish I had a friend named Dale. I don't. But I just don't want to use people's names here. So we'll say Dale's Blue Ribbon. And then I have to politely decline and continue to drink my regular beer. So, yeah, I didn't want to just become like a basic bitch.
Yeah.
Because, like, that hobby is, like, so popular right now. It's very trendy.
Mm-hmm. I got one that it's funny enough telling you two guys about this. Like woodworking and like carpentry and like building and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cause like, I don't know, man, like building out furniture now in my, 20s or whatever, like getting furniture and stuff. There's so much that's just like, I just need this like little thing that they don't really sell. And I wish I could just kind of do that kind of stuff. And I could eventually, but that's why I say it's something I wish I had gotten into, because I'm starting at 0 and would have to like work up to it. And I don't have the energy to do that now.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, woodworking and stuff is always a good hobby because it can actually like help you in other places of your life. Like it's actually a hobby and a skill. Like Magic the Gathering is not a skill and a hobby.
But it's like I wish I could just maybe like kind of whip up some sort of like side table that kind of fits exactly what I need. But I guess what happened and why I have never done it is because when I was little, my handwriting was shit. It never got any better. I couldn't draw. I couldn't paint. And I just have these like dumb fucking noodle hands that has no finesse or anything. So I was just like, nope, no crafts, no art. Like I didn't do arts and crafts, so that never like elevated to anything else.
Oh yeah, I'm with you, Joey. I took every art class I could and just sucked at every single assignment. I'm not good at painting. I'm not good at clay. I'm not good at like any watercolors, drawing, sketching, none of it. I suck.
Mm-hmm. Like I can't draw like straight lines. So that comes down to like even like measuring stuff off and having even fucking like silverware. Like I cut like a caveman where I have to like stab it with one hand and cut with the other, that kind of thing. And it's just like, I can't, like, I just have no fucking finesse when it comes to my hands. That's why I couldn't play like Guitar Hero. Like I don't have good like finger work. I have good hand-eye coordination. I can hit you in the head with a baseball. I can do that and won't look dumb doing it. But when it comes to anything that has like some sort of finesse or something, I just like, it just doesn't compute with me.
Joey, that was the failing of the public school system, okay? That's not on us.
Come
they
on.
They could have taught us better.
They could have given you a shop class.
Yeah, I mean,
they could have had a shop teacher yell at you like he was your dad while he's drinking homebrew beers.
He was obviously
behind his
drinking
desk.
homebrew beers.
well, like I could have taken shop, but by that point I already knew that I had dumb, useless hands, so I didn't.
Right, I get it.
You got to train those hands to be, beautiful, mind-freaking hands,
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to mind freak on their own, okay?
Yeah.
You gotta teach them to freak.
You think Chris Angel's hands just started mind freaking one day? No. He had to practice doing waves with them and stuff, and then practice, doing like dumb card tricks.
Marionettes.
And then eventually, marionettes.
And he just had to go out in the world and he just had to freak some people.
Yeah.
Right. Colin, do you got another one that you always wanted to try?
Man, no, I'm just balls deep in this these planes. Wow, this is pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This
Damn it.
pretty. Wow, here's one that somebody's just inside. They got so big, you can just fly in it.
So it's just a real boat or a real plane. Like it's just a car. Yeah, that's just
It's
a plane,
just a
dude.
real plane. Look at this thing.
Okay. Well, since you got nothing, I'll go with another one because you're just sending us pictures on Discord of like dumb
It's
RC
amazing.
machines.
Look at this. There's.
But the
I mean, just
audience
the power
can't
of
look
these
at it,
vehicles.
Colin, no one can see
I
this,
know
so
no
stop.
one can see. The point is that it's cool. Okay, there's cars. They're kicking up dust. It's these action shots. It's probably super lame in reality, and I'm sure when you're there, with the crew doing these races, man, I just want to go to race. Ooh, slot cars. There we go. There's my other thing.
I want to do a Miracle in Lane 2 soapbox derbies. All right, my other one is I've always wanted to get into snowboarding, but we live in Kentucky. There's no snowboarding to be had here.
Kentucky.
Like, unless I'm going to, one of the places that, like, makes the fake snow. But, like, I went on 2 different, like, ski trips, like, with my school, and they never let us have snowboards. We all had to rent skis. So
What a loser.
I never even got to try to snowboard. I'm looking at all the cool dudes doing cool rips.
Yeah.
A bunch of real life Johnny Tsunamis in there.
Ooh.
Just like kicking up dust or powder.
Dust.
Ice dust.
Powder. I'm sorry.
When you're out there kicking up that powder, what's the best way for you to experience that feeling long after is to have a remote control airplane come and film you.
Fuck you.
While you are kicking up that hot powder.
It's called a drone,
I'm
Colin.
I'm just really bad at skiing, man. I can't get it down. I spend all my time on the bunny hill. One time, I went down the bunny hill
And you died.
and I got to the bottom and like wrecked, obviously. And my skis came off and I couldn't get one of them back on. Like I got one on, but like the other one, it like broke. Like I couldn't lock it into my boot. And so I tried to get on the ski lift and the guy wouldn't let me. He's like, no, you got to have both skis on, buddy. And I'm like, but I can't get it on. He's like, sorry, man, you got to have both on to get on the ski lift. So like a little sad fat boy, I had to walk back up the long, low incline bunny hill and get new skis. It was the saddest walk of my life.
What? You had to go up to get the skis?
Yeah, I had to walk back up the bunny hill. He wouldn't let me on the ski lift with one ski on.
And your class
so
left
I just
without
like
you.
I'm just like
Oh,
walking back up this long, like it's not, obviously it's not a sharp incline, but it's long. So just like trudging through the snow past all these people, just like having fun. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. We're good at this. It was a really, really sad
Damn.
time.
Sounds like Shaun White mind freaked you, dude.
Yeah, that's what happened.
You
No.
watched that. You watched the X Games. You got really pumped, and then you went out and had the saddest time of your life.
It really was, man. I swore on that day I'd never ski again. Only snowboards. They look cool. They feel cool. I feel like I'd have more control. They don't involve sticks. Like, you don't have to hold anything in your hand. You can just be hang tenning the whole time.
Beating it.
You can't really hang ten with the ski poles. You look dumb. You got to have free hands
Yeah.
to go by that drone that's filming you. Fucking double hang 10 as you do a cool flip off a mountain. That's what I want to do. That's Nick. That's who I am inside.
Yeah.
Right.
I got something on the opposite end that's
Okay.
not cool at all, but it was something I dipped my toe into, and I kind of wanted to get better, but I just didn't apply myself because it's just kind of dumb. Yo-yoing.
Ooh,
I remember
hell
Joey
yeah.
did buy some like actual yo-yos.
X-Brain. Tell me about it.
I mostly like I can't remember the brands that I had when I was little, but like 10 or whatever, but
Yeah.
we also couldn't afford like the kits that you like build your own and stuff. But like,
Right.
honestly, man, there's a lot that you can do with like the Duncan butterfly yo-yos, like the
Oh yeah.
$5,
That's what I'm
$10
looking at
ones
right
at
now.
Walmart.
Hell yeah.
or whatever. I don't know. It's just something about it was cool because it was. But again, I feel like it took finesse, like finger finesse of like doing the Newton's cradle and that kind of shit. And but yeah, like I got decent enough at it of just like I could walk the dog and around the world and that kind of stuff. But it was just like almost kind of like therapeutic of just like the rhythm of the yo-yo, and it just like just like gaining control over something that's so simple. Like it's just like, because I
am God.
I go through phases, right, where it's like I was 10 and I got some yo-yos and stuff and started to do stuff with it, and then it's just like 15 years later I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna get some yo-yo. I'm gonna get some yo-yo in, and I just start and I just like have a yo-yo on me like at all times. But again, it comes the culmination of the image that I put out is just a fucking, like, I can't be the fat kid in suspenders and a bandana with a yo-yo. Like, just like, fucking shoot me. Just end me.
No. Joey's right, because if you were to do that, you would be lower on the totem pole than hacky sackers.
Yes.
Like, on the social hierarchy, like, you are down in the dumpster. Like,
okay, well, what's lower, yo-yos or the guys that would just spin the light sticks, like as if they're practicing for a rave?
I mean, were those people doing that in like the quad?
Yes.
Oh,
I saw them regularly. Like, you got the two whatever glow sticks on strings, and you're spinning them around like nunchucks.
Well, at least there's some like form of, like, I guess you could call that dancing, like having a rhythm, and
there's some like showmanship to it.
Showmanship,
like I look at somebody like that and I'm like, okay, maybe those people are doing cool things like taking ecstasy and going to raves.
Yeah.
This yo-yo boy, he's not. He's gonna go sit in his fucking parents' house and yo-yo in the basement.
Yeah, but you can't yo-yo in the basement because you'll hit the ceiling if you try to do around the world.
That's true.
But
and I wouldn't know that because I'm not a loser who yo-yos.
But yeah, I might as well, like, if I got the yo-yo, I obviously would have to keep it in a fanny pack and have a fucking dumb propeller hat on and a fucking clown nose. Like,
yeah, you should have a clown nose. And
no,
like, there was a point in time when I moved back and I lived in Louisville, so I would do the thing where I'd drive up to Indiana to pray for friends, and then like everybody be busy or whatever. So I'd go to Jimmy John's, where a friend of mine worked, and I would just, as they were closing, I would just sit in the lobby and yo-yo.
Fuck, that sucks, Joey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, Joey, I feel like you could have like you could be like Quirk Master Supreme if you were to like be in a Jimmy John's. You got your yo-yo, you got your suspenders, you got your fucking bandana, a clown nose on, you got your fanny pack, and you're wearing moon shoes. And you're just like, look, it's me, Quirk Master Supreme.
And I'm just like,
I have all the quirks.
I have like a bubble machine on my back or something.
Nice.
Like, I look.
You have one of those harmonica things strapped to your fucking neck.
Yeah, like, you know those, like, kind of like at a playground that has like one of those like fixtures that just has a bunch of flashy shit on it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, there's like a weird mirror that you can move around and a bubble machine and like a thing, but like it's all flash, but it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
if
that would be
were
me.
A person, that'd be you. Yeah.
Guys, I think to take this even to a more sad and depraved level, I'm going to bring up contact juggling.
Oh, okay.
Because the people that, are out there contact juggling, they're trying to mind freak, but they're never achieving it.
So we
It's
talked
just
a
not
lot
happening.
about contact juggling on a previous episode. I don't know what that means.
Hold on. Here it comes.
Basically,
so
Joey,
you have a really heavy ball. Usually it's clear. I don't think it's glass. It's probably resin or something.
Yeah.
But it's ultra smooth, and then you like move it around your hands and your arms, but the movement is so smooth it looks like fake. It looks like magic.
Basically the point of it is that I'm pretty sure it has to stay on you, like it's contact. It's contact.
You don't throw it in the air. It has to be touching you, but it's like running all over your fingers and like flipping around, but your hands are always on it, and it looks so smooth and like watery and rhythmic.
Wow, this dude actually looks really cool. I'm really impressed by him. I guess I'm going to start contact juggling.
No.
But he's doing it in front of a statue that has dragons on it. Okay?
Joey, you'd be yo-yoing in the dumpster, and you'd look to your right, and there's a contact juggler next to you. Like,
Right. Also, you can a big thing with contact juggling is to get them that look like Dragon Balls.
Well, yeah, that'd be
Obviously.
number one. And then one
oh
would
yeah,
be like
if that's not part of it, I'm not
the
interested.
ball from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Well, it just should be. I don't know. It's just. It's right there on the edge, man. It's right there. On the edge of like you're putting the toaster in the bathtub, like you're loading it up. You're either gonna make it to the contact juggling world or you're not
Yeah.
gonna make it at all.
Guys, I got one more. We're running low on time, but I got one more to share with you that I really, really wanted to do, and then the reality hit me, and I realized that it actually sucked.
Vape tricks.
I saw the movie Role Models, so I wanted to be a LARPer. And then
Ooh, yeah.
my friend Colin Sage went undercover and ruined it for me. Colin, why don't you tell us about your experience filming some LARPists?
I thought LARPing was gonna be like, you dress up like a Ren Fair, and then you get the foam weapons, and you go out and beat each other. And if like you hit someone in the arm, then they got to put their arm behind their back. You hit them in the leg, they got to lift up their leg.
Yeah, basic Role Model Sean William Scott rules.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Yeah, turns out, I don't know if this is all LARPing, but turns out the LARPing I went to, it was much like Magic the Gathering. You have like stats and a stat sheet, and then you had to like shout out number damage as you're like swinging your things, and you have like defense and health points.
Yeah,
and
it's
happening so fast. There's not any skill, because I guess if you have so many hit points, of course you're just going to run in there, and they're just whacking each other as fast as they can, like 2 2 5 2 5 5 5, yeah, critical high 5 5. And then somehow one of them died, quote unquote, and it was like, how did you know? Oh, he's out of hit points. And it's like, what, you had to keep track of his and yours, and how many times you hit him? You guys are just swinging madly. And then there's like oh man, this wizard came out and he pulled out his little pouch spell, because the spells are like these little like bean bags you throw, I guess.
Yeah, lightning bolt. Yeah.
Sounds like the materia system in Final Fantasy 15 got him, dude.
Shut up.
It's
just so much more math heavy than I ever thought it would be.
Yes, and there's like, and it's so much more role playing. Like they literally had 90s printers like hooked up to Windows 95 computers out in this park. I don't even know how they got electricity out there. And they're like
the wizard.
printing out
It was the wizard.
These huge documents, and like just handing them off to people. Like, here, I spent a couple hours writing up your character and your stats and your background. You go ahead and study that real quick.
And then we're gonna swing wildly at each other, and none of it matters.
Screen math.
Right, and I was immediately turned off, and that was it for me.
Basically, Joey, you're yo-yoing. You look to your left, contact juggler. You look to your right, LARPer.
You're just
like,
screaming math at me.
Yeah, I was so bummed out when Colin explained, because he went into more detail, but it was just like, I just thought it was like cool Role Models-esque. Like, yeah, you get hit in the arm, it's gone, and you get to do some. I like light role playing. You know what I mean?
Hot.
I'm an actor. So I like to enjoy some role playing, but I can't get on board with the Windows 95, and I can't get on board with the math. Like, no thanks. I'm trying to have fun.
Yeah,
I'm not in school
so
right
bizarre.
now.
So bizarre.
Yeah, that was a major disappointment for me. Colin, you've got to stop sending me pictures of contact juggling.
Yeah, it's just totally. I stopped paying attention for a second. I looked over and it's just loaded with contact juggling.
Well, Joey didn't know, and so I thought I'd give him some examples of what his future could hold. He could have a recessed hairline and a ponytail with a black turtleneck tucked into jeans. I mean, that could be his life.
Yeah, Joey could get into wearing fedoras with no undershirt, or vests with no undershirt and a fedora.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, yeah, every one of these people I would definitely be able to spot in public and go, oh yes, contact juggler for sure. Yikes. Oh.
Or laser light show guy, or I don't know. I feel like they all are really close. Hacky sack, like
magic. Yeah, like not the Gathering, but actual like
street magic.
Street magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
street magic. Absolutely. Slackline.
Oh,
those are like the
slackline?
slightly more athletic version of these guys,
Yeah.
but just slightly. Oof.
Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather have a fucking $2,000 gas remote control airplane.
Right, and then
Or be
all
able
these
to-
all these guys meet up at the hookah in the quad. At the end of the day,
And yeah, just compare notes.
The communal
and, like,
hookah.
and just like repel women all day long.
I thought you were gonna say, and then go rappelling, but
Oh no, that's a cool sport. Sorry, we're being so judgmental. It's a little bit of low hanging fruit, but like, come on, come on.
I'd be more into it if you were like juggling those pins and you were like an actual juggler. I'd be like,
Yeah.
you know what, that's pretty nerdy, but I respect it. Like you're like have
Yeah.
a real craft. If you're just contact juggling, it's like, what are you gonna do with that? Make another YouTube video?
Right.
I'm watching them right now.
And you know, I don't feel like we're like putting ourselves on some sort of like cool pedestal. Like none of us are cool. Like you can also consider blacksmithing to be pretty like fucking lame in some circles.
Oh, it's ultra lame in many
Yeah.
circles.
Like if you watch enough episodes of Forged in Fire, like you see that like those dudes are not cool at all. So, and you know, I have 2 D&D games that I play every week right now. So like we're not putting ourselves up on a pedestal, but you got to draw the line somewhere.
I own more
And
than
the
one
line-
yo-yo.
Yeah, you gotta like. I draw the line at contact juggling. I think that's where my personal line is. If you're a contact juggler, you know, I guess you can, you know, write us an email,
Right.
or send us a fucking file of you doing some cool contact juggling. Prove me
Hey,
wrong.
Send us your manifesto. You know, the thing
Yeah.
that got you into contact juggling. That's going to lead you, you know, into the beyond world.
Yeah.
Never breaking contact with those balls.
Don't you dare.
Don't you do it.
Don't
You have
you
to
do
give it
it.
up for life. All right, boys. I think that we can cut it off there. Thank you so much, everybody out there, for listening to this episode of Very Real Talk. It's been a blast talking about hobbies that we could very much still get into these hobbies. It's not too late. It's not too late to apologize. I feel like this episode was just like a sort of reflection and regret
Right.
podcast. We're like, damn, I just never got into extreme couponing.
Yeah,
I never achieved Karen
Yeah, I
status.
could
And-
build a yo-yo. A wooden
Yeah,
yo-yo.
and
Yeah.
now, boys, I'm seeing that contact jugglers, you can have like literally a holster for your ball and
That
wear it on
sucks.
your hip.
God,
And
that
now
sucks.
I'm back in.
Yeah, because
I'm
you can make 'em
in
look like Pokeballs.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you whip it. Oh man, perfect.
Yeah,
I'm in.
quick draw on your contact juggling balls, sure.
I want a
yeah.
holster for my remote control for my airplane.
Ooh.
So even if my airplane's not around, people still know.
That's just a cell phone
Yeah.
flip.
Get down on the weekends.
Right, well, a contact juggling satchel is just a fanny pack. Like, let's be honest.
I need to keep extra strings in there for my yo-yos.
Well, then people ask you, well, hey, what's in the bag, man? And oh boy, that's what you've been waiting
Yeah.
for. The trap has been sprung.
Joey's sitting in a like empty Wendy's, like repairing his yo-yo, adding like new strings to it. This one's a silken string. It has this many components. Yeah. So, if you want to listen to more of our episodes where we reflect, we think into the future, you know, we talk about stories, whatever. We'll do whatever on this podcast. You can head over to our website. That's vrtcast.com. All of our episodes are there. Also on that website is the other podcast we do. That's called Very Real Tournament. Still on hiatus right now. But right now we're filling that void with a dumb little show called What Did You Eat Today? So if you want to hear about, if you just are super interested in our super cool lives, you can go over there and listen to us literally just talk about what we ate that day.
Right.
So
If you,
you
want
really
to hear us being judgmental on this podcast, then listen
Yeah.
to the garbage we put ourselves through in the other podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
like,
it'll bring us down.
yeah, we need to be knocked down a notch. So clearly, yeah. So go check us out on that website, or you can find us in all the podcast apps: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Overcast, CastBox. We're on all of them. Go over there, like, subscribe, rate, review. It helps us out a lot. If you do any of the things that we dunked on this episode, feel free to write us an email and tell us why we're wrong. I love to be proven wrong. I love to learn new information and change my opinion on things. You know what I mean? So it's true. Like, I learn new things every day, change my opinion. I'm not trying to be staunch about anything. You can write us at vrtcast@gmail.com or just hit us up on any of our social media. Just search Very Real Podcast. You can find me on Twitter. I think I'm at NickPotter42. Pretty sure I didn't score just Nick Potter. And yeah, write us. Tell us the hobbies that you like. You know,
Right.
I want to have a dialogue.
Get on your keyboard, contact us. Just make sure you do not take your fingers off that keyboard.
Yeah, keep them on. Contact typing is what we call it.
Or you lose your soul or whatever is supposed to happen.
Yeah, just get that shit on the home row and keep it there.
Before we go, I fell down a rabbit hole of juggling videos, and I'm looking at
I
one.
really wish you'd keep it to yourself.
I'm looking at one that is the current world record from like 2015. 7 balls, 12 minutes, 51 seconds. It's just this kid in like one of those like gymnasium kind of fun park things of like there's like a rock wall and a foam pit. And everybody is just existing around him. No one's paying attention to him, and he's just juggling by himself.
He's just breaking a world record.
Nobody
cares.
No one fucking cares. And it's caught by like security footage.
What?
So that kid didn't even know that he was breaking a world record. He was just like enjoying himself. That's the worst part. It's like he was just having fun, waiting for like his mom to pick him up, and like he broke a world record.
Or he knew that he was doing that, but still no one cared.
I'm looking at it now, Joey. This is like a Discovery Zone, and nobody could give a single fuck about this kid.
It's like someone had to like send it in on his behalf because he had no idea.
Right?
You know
How do they know it's a world record? Also, I want to know what that conversation went like. Can I have your security footage so I can send it to Guinness? And they're just like,
If anyone knows that kid, just give us his contact information. I want him on the podcast. I'll talk to him about contact juggling. I want to learn more. I don't want to do it because that's fucking lame, but, you know, I'll talk to him about it. I want to know what was going through his mind when he was breaking that record. Maybe he's just humble. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's probably just doesn't want to drop the ball.
Yeah.
Heyo.
Heyo. That's the kind of humor you come to this podcast for. I also want to take a quick moment before we go to thank the Thumps. They do all the music for this podcast. You can find all their albums on their Bandcamp. That's thethumps.bandcamp.com. Also, go over to their Facebook page and like their Facebook page so you can see what they're up to. You know, guys, I was thinking, one last thought before we go. I'd say another hobby that we have that's not really as cool anymore, it's kind of blown up, is podcasting. Like, we can stand and make fun of, like, people who do these, like, weird things, but, like, podcasting's a pretty big hobby, and we sit here and do it. So I'm just trying to be a little self-aware.
Again, I own more than one yo-yo.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Is podcasting the coolest thing we do? Because people, when they ask me what I do, I'm just like, nothing.
Right. Well, you shout into the void.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're doing right now.
Speaking of, quick update. Kid finishes the world record, drops all the balls, holds his arms out, Christ-like style, like, oh my God, I just did it. No one cares. No one gives two shits. He starts like running around in a circle, like I just did it. No one cares. He runs over to some other kids. They ignore him, run away, and he just was trying to find somebody to be excited with, and nobody wants to be excited with him.
I know, it's like he started doing it. And it's like, does anyone have a camera? Does anyone have a camera? I'm doing it. And his parents are just like ripping from their flasks like over in the corner because they're at this shitty Discovery Zone, and they couldn't care less about his dreams. So,
I'm more interested in knowing not the record, but what Discovery Zone is happening in 2015, and how do I get there?
Yeah, I need directions to that
get
place.
Get that kid
now.
out of the way. I'm trying to see where this place is.
Yeah. I can legitimately get in. I have a daughter now. I'd be like, yeah. And they're like, how old is she? 4. I don't care. And then as soon as I get in, I just like strap her to a seat and I go through the ball pit myself.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, maybe his parents are playing in the ball pit and he's just trying to get their attention. So he's like breaking a world
please,
record,
Mom and
hoping
Dad love me. Yeah, if I
they'll
break the world
finally
record,
take him home.
If I break the world record, can I have pizza?
Can I have love and attention?
Yeah. Somebody make sure to link this world record video to our Twitter so people can see for themselves. Because I'm going to look at it after we hang up this call because I'm trying to be a goddamn professional and finish the podcast without being distracted. So let's do just that. Until next week, I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Joey Potter.
I'm Colin Contact Juggling Sage.
It's been real. It's been fun. 2 points, 2 points, 5 points, 5 points, lightning bolt, 5 points, spin kick, roundhouse.